Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Fire Emblem Ragnarok. I am your mysterious stranger GM in these, my travelers.
Hello.
Hi,
Hi.
everybody. How you doing?
Good. How is the GM?
Good. A little sick, but good.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so pardon me if I have to clear my throat now and then.
Okay.
No worries.
But without further delay, shall we get into our recap?
Yes.
All right, got a lot to do today, so let's get it done. Someone's like, "Oh, you're so scared, guys." Cute.
She really lives up to the name Sayuri.
Called out.
Right. I came here to have fun, not be attacked. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So when last we left off in the espionage in Paradiso, your group still have a name. I almost called you Papermakers again. You all had been given the task of trying to root out the bandits that have firmly taken root in Basilica, and without a proper standing military, they were a bit pressed to deal with the situation. However, your group had gone to the noble house Rehar, but in doing so, after talking with the lord of the house, you all found that his daughter Matilda, who was originally sent to get the ledger, had fled with a hooded figure and would be this Helheim-esque wagon. Giving chase, you all came face to face with a mysterious woman who cast the very powerful harm spell on Jamie, as a necromantic spell designed for torture, and then unleashed 3 shadows to kill the rest of you. However, you all did battle with the three dark spirits. Although the battle was falling into their favor, the moment they downed Sayuri, something odd happened. She took the form with a burst of fire into that of a demonic woman, and her blade twisted into that of a cruel, slender butcher's blade, serrated. And after easily dispatching the remaining 2 shadows, alarmingly, she turned on both Taylor and Jamie, dealing critical damage to Soleil. And Taylor's best performance, you all met this 7-tailed fox that assisted you and cast sleep on Sayuri, knocking her out and returning her to normal. Perturbed by the events, you all brought her back. Or rather, you all went to their guards barracks, meeting with Caladenia and Isaac, and explaining what was going on. Some of you lying, some of you not. And ultimately, you all were able to take a short rest and head back to the Grand Cathedral to explain fully what happened. So you're already taking the time to own up to the others about the legends surrounding her family, and seemingly those legends being proved true in that day. But regardless, you all receive the apology, some more well than others, before you set out once again into your night excursion, choosing to bring along Henry and Ursula for this endeavor. In so doing, you all gave Miss Sapphire the appointed time and place to meet on the more quiet section near the estate Rehar to make a slave exchange. However, it seemed the exchange wasn't quite going to plan, as she seems to get more suspicious of you all, choosing ultimately to leave. You all followed from the shadows, and as she was getting into the carriage, immediately the situation turned in your all's favor. Before you were about to spring into attack, Henry appeared next to the carriage driver, leveling his crossbow at his neck. Meanwhile, Miss Sapphire herself was thrown out of the back as Ursula pressed down her foot on her chest, pointing down her sword at her, showing her skill of mimicry and her many faces that she can take. And so doing, you all easily caught Miss Sapphire without any casualties whatsoever. However, Caladenia, keeping guard from the roofs, saw a figure with a mask that was keeping tabs on you all. And as you all were escorting them all back to the Grand Cathedral to turn in, Caladenia, you look back again and notice that that figure was on the same exact roof you originally noticed them on, making you all a bit nervous, to say the least. You all warned the guards on your way in, and then you all explained to the Divine Three what happened, as well as turning over the prisoners, with Henry and Priscilla taking point and watching them for the evening. With that, you all headed off to your respective rooms, except Sayuri, who waited for Isaac, and Caladenia, who went to go check on Henry and Ursula. But with that, we pick up the that evening to first ask, is there anything else you all want to do in this evening before we moved on?
I mean, I already did what Sayuri wanted to do and the one-on-one with between you and me, so I'm good.
And Callie went to speak with Jamie and then went to speak with Isaac, having some conversations about what happened throughout the day before she went back to her own room, wrote a letter to Isaac, and saw to it that Desmond received that to be delivered the next morning before she went to bed.
Soleil wouldn't have done anything that evening aside from researching in the library, but the next morning she would have gone to check on Jamie.
Taylor would have tried to stay up as long as possible as he could have that night in his caravan, but he would have eventually fallen asleep. Apart from that, he wouldn't have done much.
All right. So you pick up about a day or two later of rest. Nothing of note really happens. Besides, it seems the Divines are a bit busy, and the prisoners have not been disturbed. So,
One thing, when did Callie get her letter from Jamie?
wait, what?
Jamie sent Caladenia a letter, and I'm just wondering when she got that, because that would have been something of note for
Oh, you
her.
probably got that the following morning.
Okay. Yeah, that is one notable thing that happened over those days then.
Also of note, the following morning after Jamie and Soleil speak, Jamie kind of disappears for a while, following a hooded figure. So.
Yes, Jamie is currently gone.
Yeah.
The hooded figure's the GM.
The only other thing of note is that while Isaac and the other divines are busy, Sayuri is no longer at Isaac's side. She spends her time training with the Paragons from then on. And you don't quite know why.
All right, so picking up the day following the next day. y'all have some downtime. And let's start with you, Taylor.
So Taylor would have like bags under his eyes as he's sleeping, sitting on a chair. And he kind of wakes up like with the start, like, oh shit, I fell asleep.
And you do, and as you look around, obviously Jamie's not there. It's a little more quiet in your home than usual.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you were going to do this morning?
Huh. He knows Jamie's gone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he probably got the letter from him or something, and he's just like, damn it. In the meantime, all he's gonna do is he's gonna step outside and kind of keep vigilant as he's walking around, kind of like thinking, really. After he saw the masked figure in the was it Soleil who saw the masked figure?
Caladenia.
It was Caladenia that did. Yeah.
Yeah. So after she described the masked figure, he's like, okay, things are gonna turn bad here, and he's just like trying to think of a way to like counteract what might happen, but he doesn't know where to start.
Okay. Well, currently out in the morning, you can see Eden sitting out, seemingly getting writing something down in his tome. You can see currently there's also Jorg, who seems to be practicing his axe play with a very unfortunate dummy. You also see this morning Iova, as well as Bianca, currently out in the stables.
Sayuri would probably also be there training. Just FYI.
In theory.
Taylor doesn't even know if he wants to talk to anyone at the moment. He's clearly preoccupied about the thing.
Naturally. And as you are preoccupied, give me a quick perception check.
Perceptual. 13?
Right. You don't see anything.
I guess what he could do is go check up on Ursula and Henry, see how the prisoner's doing.
Sure thing. So you make your way to the dungeons?
Yeah.
All right, easy enough. As you walk by, you see a couple of the paragons kind of take you notice and kind of regard you for a moment, but you head up into the Grand Cathedral. As you come to the, head down to the lower floors, and sitting there, you do see kind of snoring Henry against one of the bars. But wide awake, you see Ursula.
Well, at least one of you is doing their job.
And she glances over at you, where she gives you that sweet smile she always does, as she's, Taylor, good morning.
Good morning to you too. How's our prisoner doing?
You see her eyes kind of flick toward the 3 cells in front of her, which are currently occupied, which looks to be the prisoners seem to be sleeping, all except Miss Sapphire, who seems to be just dead quiet at the moment. They are fine, except this one.
What do you mean?
You see her look at her as you, for the first time, actually get to see her in action for a moment. You see her eyes, especially in this, the dim shadows here, begin to kind of have this otherworldly glow, as if the carmine irises kind of flare for a moment before she speaks in Miss Sapphire's voice again. Those fools can't leave me here, not to rot, after all I've done for them. They'll come to get me, they have to. Which you see Miss Sapphire immediately snap her head towards Ursula as Ursula smiles at her.
And who are these people that are coming to get you?
I'm sorry, I mean, she just looks away. You can roll a persuasion or intimidation if you like.
I guess persuasion. I'm gonna let me just. I think it's a 7, yeah. Oh, 23. So he's gonna say like, he's gonna go up to the bar towards her and say, "Listen, I don't know who these people are that you're talking about, but I can tell you right now that if you're a prisoner in our walls, I don't think they're gonna consider you a friend at this point. Seems to me like they'd be better off just removing any evidence rather than saving it from us."
You see her glower at you behind herself before she's, as if she's, you get the sense that she's trying to maintain her grace even in this situation, but something about what she said kind of sends like a chill down her spine before she's, I've been nothing but useful to my employers.
Yes, and now that you're not, there's no reason for them to keep you. But there is a reason for them to remove you. He's kind of stating it matter-of-factly, not so much threateningly, but like, well, you know that's how it is. It would be in your best interest to cooperate with us instead of cooperating with those who might just dispose of you once they're done with you.
Very well. I can do that. With a price. She looks at Ursula in particular. Ursula kind of raises an eyebrow. Do you think you're in any position to make demands? I'll give you everything and more, but you have to. And first thing I want is immunity. Immunity? And why is that? For the people that might come for me will come for you all too. I know quite a bit. I'm valuable. And he's right. She looks to you, Taylor. As we kind of see her seal her jaw for a second.
I think immunity might be a bit of a difficult promise, but I'm sure we can come to an arrangement with Isaac of some sort.
You see her kind of considering her options.
You have to understand I'm not in a position to make that kind of decision on his behalf. But I could put in a good word for you.
Roll persuasion check.
Okay. 21.
21. You see her eyes narrow for a moment, but you see her nod as like her hair that was up now is just currently down and tatters. Her pretty dress is now rags. They put her in. She is currently not in the position she's usually used to being in. As she looks to you, as she's fine. What do you want to know?
How much do you know about this invasion plot?
I know that there are those in Helheim who see merit in this territory. Those that do not respect the old laws. Those who see opportunity to take a territory that is honestly defenseless.
You're saying Basilica's defenseless?
You have no standing military. You only have the word of your divine.
But what about the mountains? Are they not a sufficient fighting ground to hold off the invading forces?
Perhaps the infantry. How much do you know of Helheim?
I've been there once or twice.
Then you should know the bulk of our forces are Wyvern Riders.
Oh.
Mountains are not but a inconvenience.
That could very well be a problem. What about attacking Basilica from the inside? Do you know anything about that?
Well, you saw for yourself, didn't you? You kind of see her smirk at you a bit.
I have, but I'd like to see some more details.
She sighs. Our underground here has been working for years. Undetected, because there's no one to detect it. So if we can purchase roses from Basilica, what else do you think could be here? Right under your noses.
He kind of looks to Ursula to see if she can confirm that, because she seems to just know things.
You see Ursula kind of focusing on her, but you see Ursula has gone from kind of that mocking smile to a more steeled expression.
Well, we can start with those then. Why don't you divulge the location of these underground rings? And we can see to it that you're probably moved to a more comfortable living space.
And the immunity
Again, I can't promise that. It's not my domain.
Very
If
well.
it'll make you feel better, I can arrange a meeting with Isaac.
Good. I will tell him directly then.
I guess he just nods and walks away from the bars in the meantime. Then he turns to Versula. Keep an eye out. I think their lives are in danger the most at the moment.
She looks to you and kind of a side glance. She nods.
Oh, and make sure Henry's awake too.
You see her kind of elbow in Henry and the sides. Ow! What now? Why'd you do that, Pursuit? Oh, hey there, Miss Taylor.
Good morning to you.
I wasn't sleeping. I was just resting my eyes.
Sure.
He gives you a very strange smile.
All right, listen, Henry. You're a perceptive individual, aren't you?
Well, I take pride in it.
You keep an eye out, especially for anything out of the ordinary. I have a sneaking suspicion someone's going to do some sneaking around here sometime soon.
I can do that.
In the meantime, I'm going to go fetch Isaac. I'm going to see if I can get him to strike a deal with Lady Sapphire here. It's our best bet at fighting off the invading forces that are about to come soon.
Wait. Yells between you and Priscilla. You mean that invading forces thing was real?
I don't know, but I'd rather not take any chances.
You know, yeah, I agree. All right, now, yeah, I'll keep an eye out. Don't you worry.
All right. You take care, and don't sleep.
You see him kind of as if he was thinking about napping again, but the current situation, he's probably best that he's awake.
He walks out, then he briefly walks back in, points to Henry again, and then walks out.
I just imagine him doing the whole "I've got my eye on you" thing from Legend of Korra.
Basically.
All right, now we'll go wait for you for a second, Taylor. Soleil,
Yes.
what are you up to this morning?
Soleil, for once, might have headed down to the barracks. And tucked under her arm is hidden under her cloak is a familiar old tome.
Oh, okay. I'll grab this for you. Here we go. All right, are you looking for? I think you're looking for.
She's looking for Eden.
Well, easy enough. Any other perception? You do see him just currently there in the out in the training field, sitting on a bench as usual, reading.
Good morning, Eden.
You see him kind of jump for a second as if he was really engrossed in his book. He didn't see you coming at all. As he looks to his side, he's, oh, hello there, Miss Soleil.
How's the training going?
Not much for the physical, but the training of my mind sharp as ever.
She smiles and pulls his tome out from under her cloak. Thank you for lending this to me. It was an excellent read.
He smiles at you as he takes it back. I hope you find it useful.
At the very least, for keeping my mind busy. And somewhat like Taylor, she has dark circles under her eyes. You get the impression she hasn't been sleeping well.
You can see him kind of frown a bit as he's, roll insight on you. Okay. You see him kind of, something tells me those dark eyes aren't just from your reading.
It has been a trying few days.
So I hear, actually, you see him reach into his bag as he pulls out another tome, and this one reads the aspects of necromancy. He says, I heard you encountered some of this magic. I thought that helping understand it might be a boon.
She looks uneasy, but nods. Thank you. It's not something I'm keen to ask the local librarian about.
I understand. As arcane practitioners, though, it will not do for us to fear these spells, but from knowledge and understanding, that's where we get our power.
She accepts the tome, but she seems just in general unnerved by it. How have you been?
You see him kind of, where he was kind of glancing down to his, it's kind of like when you're talking to someone, but they have a phone in their hand and kind of looking up at you now and then. He was doing the same with his book, but as you ask that question, he gently closes it. He says, to be honest, a bit concerned.
Concerned?
Yes. I've been having thoughts lately.
She tentatively sits down on the bench beside him.
Well, you see him trying to find the words here.
Is this going to be a love confession?
It's like session 4, no.
That
In
ended
session
quickly.
0.
You see him kind of look a bit thoughtful for a moment as he fidgets a bit. I've been racked with these thoughts lately, these dreams, nightmares, if you will.
Soleil looks sympathetic, but she doesn't interrupt him.
It's no secret that Basilica is vulnerable. We have our mountains, yes, but if either side decides that we are not, besides that our neutrality is more of a problem than a boon, then it counts on us to protect these people and each other. I believe in the Paragons and what we stand for, what we can do. It's just, I can't help but fear that we might be overwhelmed.
I can't say I disagree.
You see him kind of look up at you before he kind of just turned his eyes looking at those currently training in the training field, as well as kind of the architecture here and the overcast sky above.
After the other day on the bridge, I'm not sure how much success we'll have in the grand scheme of things. I can't pretend to know much about Paradiso, but I'm worried.
Paradiso, Basilica itself is an experiment in second chances of people coming together for one purpose. A pacifist nation. But
how does an army of pacifists protect themselves?
particularly against the... I've heard the rumors. We all have about Helheim possibly bearing down upon us. Helheim, they are They're monsters. The strength for combat and blood. From what I understand, you encountered a necromancer, didn't you?
We did. She nearly killed one of our team.
No, not killed. You see him kind of turn towards you now as he's kind of takes a more grave expression. She sent a message.
No. I know, Eden. I know what spell it was. If she had not fled, I'm certain we would have all tasted that.
Can you describe to me once again what she looked like?
She will do so.
Okay. And as you do, you see him think for a moment. Alright. I see. That is troubling indeed. What do you know of Helheim and their standing forces?
Very little, unfortunately. All I know is they may have taken someone very important to me.
They have.
I wish I knew more, but all the description I was given is that they've taken a young heron, and it worries me. When one of my people go missing, we tend to hear about it. I only know one.
See him look at you curiously, but he won't pry.
If Helheim has taken her, the part of me that is a good sister would go after her.
Sister?
The logical part of me knows it's a death sentence, and I don't know.
They took your sister.
She's still so young.
You see him take a breath.
I don't even know if it is Bjork who took her or crows, but if they've taken a heron, it is my responsibility, my family's responsibility, to see that that person is safe.
Miss Soleil, if you intend to find the truth, don't go alone. I will gladly help you, but we must tread carefully.
I know. Unfortunately, I don't think it's a journey I can take it just yet.
Yes. Helheim. It is said they are descended, at least the royal line from the Dark One, similar to how our Divine Three are descended from Ashunera. And the royals of Elysium are said to be descended from Naga. But they began small. If I remember correctly, they're the tribes that band together in the frigid winters of that landscape. But they conquered and conquered, growing bigger and stronger. They were the ones that, well, I'm sure you know your own history.
She smiles, but she looks stressed.
They are now, as we know them, they heed the words of Alistair, same as Elysium, but if they turn their fangs at us, Their standing forces are called the Dusk Guard. Uh, they serve beneath their commander, Romulus. They say the wings of his wyvern can blacken the sky. But,
Wyvern riders.
yes.
That is troubling news when our defenses are mountains.
Indeed. And beneath him, there are parts of the military. There are, I know of the Embers that serve Loki the Ashen. There are the Sanguine sect that serve Lady Gwendolyn the Executioner. There is... You see him kind of, her expression tighten as he thinks. I believe you encountered one of the clandestine, which serve beneath Lady Pandora, the Cruel.
Not to interrupt, but can you actually write all these names down for me?
Sure.
Do you need a moment?
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Ruining my flow, fam.
That's okay.
I'm sorry. I just need to know these things for the notes.
No, that's fine. That's what it.
Meanwhile, I just imagine Taylor's like walking up like a really long flight of stairs to get to Isaac. Son of a bitch.
All I imagine is, have you ever watched Kung Fu Panda?
Yep, I know exactly.
Yes.
Scene where he's just climbing up the stairs like.
Or in the sequel, my old enemy. Stairs.
All right, picking up right there.
Yep. So he just name dropped the executioner.
Mm-hmm.
Soleil puts her face in her hands and takes a moment to compose herself. Thank you, Eden.
He glances to you.
For offering to help and for giving me more information than I had even yesterday. Anything I can get will be helpful.
Team smiles softly as it's my pleasure, Lady Soleil. Knowledge is our weapon, after all.
She smiles back and gently touches his shoulder with one of her wings. Well, I had better get this tome back safely. Thank you. And she will turn to leave.
Okay.
Are you guys rank D yet?
That would probably be rank D.
That's something right there, yeah. So, back over to you, Taylor. You finally get there.
But yeah, he's kind of trying to approach. She probably wouldn't know where Isaac would be at this time. So, has he seen Caladenia and Soleil knock on the walls earlier, or did Desmond just appear?
Oh yeah, you would have seen that.
Okay.
Callie did that like in last session before we left for House Rehar, so you know.
Okay.
I'm
Taylor's
so
gonna like.
convinced that Desmond is actually like a bunch of identical twins, and they just all take turns doing the same job.
Do you see Taylor like turning through one corner and turning the next, and he's like looks at the wall, thinks about it for a second, and then he lightly knocks on it.
Okay. As you knock on the wall, immediately right behind you, you hear, "Yes, sir."
Good morning, Desmond. I need to speak to Isaac. It's very urgent.
He's currently with the divine, but I can arrange that.
Yes, tell him it can't wait.
In that case, you speak to Alistair as well.
Sure.
Very well. You see him walk back into the wall as the wall closes behind him.
Wait. How do we get there?
You're just left in the hallway.
I guess he just. He does eventually ask for directions and all that. So.
Okay, he would tell you basically the throne room.
All right. So he does knock on the throne room door.
Okay. But as you knock, you see the two guards there kind of look at you as they open the door for you. And inside you can see Alistair, Angelo, as well as Isaac, who seem to be as he's talking to Alistair about something, but they both stop as they notice you come in.
He kind of forgets to bow because of how urgent this all is. And he's like, sorry to interrupt, but I have to speak with you urgently.
What's happened? You see Isaac kind of turn, focus more on you now.
The Lady Sapphire wishes to speak to you. She's ready to divulge some information about a potential assault on Basilica, but she needs to speak with Isaac personally.
He looks at Alistair, and Alistair kind of takes a bit of a more grim expression as he's, very well, Isaac, you should go. Okay.
He also tells that if Isaac's passing by him, he also tells him, keep in mind she's very crafty. I think she tried to cast a spell on me earlier, and I'm not sure if she might do the same to you.
Keep it in mind, thank you. You see, Isaac seems to have something on his mind, but he focuses as he... Are you following him to the...
Yeah.
Dungeons? Okay. And easy enough, you two both get there in about a good 5 minutes or so. And then you're standing before her as she... and so the divine brother graces me with his presence. Enough games, what do you want? Tell me about this invasion or assault. First, I have demands. Really? Yes. People would like me gone for the information that I know. Fine. So, protection and immunity? You see Isaac kind of narrow his eyes at the woman. But he's kind of got it pressed against the wall at the moment, so he... Very well. You'll have both. Splendid. Now... I will only tell you. They must leave.
I'm not sure that's a good idea.
Isaac looks to Henry and Priscilla, who also don't seem to look like a good idea. They'll stay if you want what you want. Otherwise, we can leave you here for wherever to find you. Fine, I won't push it.
He's gonna keep an eye on Lady Sapphire in case she's trying to use a spell or something.
Okay, roll perception check.
11.
11. Her hands are still bound. Doesn't seem like she's able to use her hands or anything.
There's always verbal stuff.
There is.
He's just gonna keep watch of the conversation.
All right. As it does speak, tell me all you know about this assault. Well, if you say it so nicely. As in their eyes narrow again. Enough games. Fine. There are those in Helheim who are less than thrilled about you, your brother and your sister stations. You see, unfortunately, Helheim's lands are cursed. Yes, mine are undead, everyone knows that. No, it seems it's gotten worse. for no reason. Those that perish in the winters rise again. Thus, you can understand if we would like to expand our empire to get away from those blighted lands. So what? You would take Basilica? Well, that's the idea anyway. These lands are fresh and fertile. We can leave behind the diseased and dying soil of Helheim for greener pastures. And then eventually, take Elysium, as we have been trying to do for millennia. Why? If you need help down there, you can petition it. Petition it. You know the heart of a conqueror's dear. Truth be told, the undead, while a problem, it's manageable. We have our blood hunters after all. But the fire of conquest does burn bright in the hearts of those in charge.
Speaking of conquest, about these underground rings you promised to tell us about.
Ah, yes, that. Underground rings? What do you mean?
They're operating within Basilica as we speak.
What? What? How long? Oh, a few years, perhaps. It was around the time I believe your mother died. Enough! You see these eyes flare with a divine light. Just speak plainly. You see her kind of lift her chin, as if she was fearful for a moment. My apologies, seems to be a sore subject. Helheim has planted threads in Basilica. What do you mean, threads? Well, you see Isaac kind of look at her confused as he's, what do you mean, threads? Ah, you see, Basilica is, you know already how weak you are. Your influence is far-reaching, but only by the good graces of your betters. Thus, Helheim saw fit to plant ivory threads in your precious kingdom. The ivory threads are an order of assassins, born and bred to kill key targets without question. No emotion, only results. They have been in your city for quite some time. You see, Isaac, Ursula, and Henry look all perturbed at that. And where? Well, there is a cave system not too far from here. The entrance is, I believe, an evergreen forest, and it does go under the city. They set up a bit of a forward base there. So Helheim, actually. Yes. They fully intend to take this city. And let's be honest, can you really stop them? Yes. I'm gonna root out every last one of these assassins. Good luck. Now don't forget what you promised me. I won't.
All right, locations now. Where can we find them?
I already told you. The cavern system beneath the city.
Yes, but where do the caverns lead? Where are the entryways?
There's only one I know of. That's how I arrived here. It's in the evergreen forest, on the outskirts of the territory.
All right. That's a start.
Henry. Oh, yes, sir. gather everyone. We need to talk immediately. Very well. See Henry get up immediately as he runs off. Ursula. She glances to him. You stay here. Keep an eye on her. Of course.
With all due respect, Isaac, I think we should have more than one person here.
I'll send someone down after the briefing.
He looks at him disapprovingly.
He glares back. He walks off.
Oh dear, he's not having a good day.
Don't underestimate anyone who comes in here.
Don't worry. I'll be fine, though you're sweet. She kind of pats your cheek.
Right. He just kind of like looks at her like, not really sure about anything right now, but then he kind of walks off.
All right. Sure enough, everyone. You all have Henry, for sake of brevity, run around as he's gathering everyone, as he's saying, meeting. It's going to be a meeting. Meeting.
Actually, Taylor's going to do one more thing before he leaves. He's going to summon his familiar there and let it skitter around in the cells.
I'm very happy about that.
And he signals his familiar to tell him if it spots anything out of the ordinary. Like teleport back to him or something, or skitter to him, find him if he's out of range.
Okay, it chitters an acknowledgement.
Yeah, and he also tells Vasrula not to squash it.
She nods.
All right, then he follows Isaac.
All right. With that, you all gathered into the mess hall this time, so you all can sit. As everyone's kind of, kind of the general murmur of what's going on. Anybody sitting anywhere particular?
Taylor's actually sitting alone. His hands are crossed over his face, and like with worry, and he has bags under his eyes.
Sayuri will be sort of sat near the back, close enough that she can hear and see, but not to bring attention to herself, basically. And she's been avoiding Isaac, so...
Okay.
Soleil will find either Caladenia or Eden and stand next to them within arm's reach.
Kelly's standing towards the back, probably on the opposite side of where Sayuri is, and she's looking over everyone. She looks about normal, but about normal is about as tired as you all now look.
All right, and as you all do look tired, you see the two groups that have formed are here as well. As everyone looks at Isaac now, sees. Thank you all for coming. I wish this was under better circumstances, but since we have an urgent matter to attend to, it's come to my attention that Helheim has infiltrated Basilica. You kind of see the kind of hushed murmur as everyone kind of looks at each other and starts kind of talking a bit as lifts up a hand. It seems that they have planted assassins in our midst. They have a forward base in the caverns beneath the city. This cannot stand. It seems the rumors of them trying to invade us are true. So, I'd like to hear suggestions. What do you all think we should do?
Callie will look up and say to him, "What is this cavern system beneath the city? Do you know of it already?"
Yes, it's where our water source comes from.
They have access to our water.
Seems so.
If that's the case, we should take precautions immediately to ensure that nobody drinks poisoned water.
You all do see Sylvia speak up as she says, I can go check the water supply if need be. Good. You're right.
Also remember, nobody go alone.
You see Jorge speak up. For the first time, actually. I will go with Sylvia.
You can talk.
You
just kind of hear the other whisper, you can talk.
See Car kind of giggle a bit.
As for these assassins in our midst, crush them.
Yoba speaks up. Calm yourself, fool. If we attack immediately, who knows what repercussion that could have? Helheim could use that as an excuse for war.
Bill was right. If we're going to strike, we have to attack all at once.
I doubt they would use it as an excuse for war, though, because then that would reveal that they had planted assassins in our midst, and were planning something already. That's a foolish play.
So you have a kind of glare at you, Caladenia.
All the same, we should be careful. If they've sent agents this far afield, I can't imagine they are weak, I would say. Given the bridge.
So what you see Eden kind of think for a moment.
She catches his eye. She looks unnerved. The spellcaster from the bridge was using powerful magic. We'll have to choose our path carefully at the very least.
Did Isaac say where they... Did Isaac say that the entryway that they had was in the forest on the edge of the territory?
Yes, the evergreen.
Okay. Callie wants to know, what other access points are there to this underground system? How many and
Lots of
where?
things. To be honest, I'm not sure. We know of the one that's in our territory, but it's possible there could be others.
She raises an eyebrow. So there's only the one.
As far as I know.
How does the city access their water from within?
Kelly nods approvingly at this question.
Which Ryan speaks up. Oh, that's actually, there is a facility that's in the city that we use to have this pulley system that brings us down into the lower depths. And that's where the workers usually make sure and treat the water and harvest it and such, and make sure things up and up. My father actually works there.
Has anyone heard recently of goings on down there, if they've heard or seen anything? If they're the same caverns that are connected to the one in the forest, they might know more than we do.
You know, now that you mention it, my father did mention he did hear odd things while he was down there the other day. See Ryan kind of hold his chin for a moment.
Sir Isaac.
Yes.
Perhaps we should have a group investigate from there, just to scout.
They certainly won't be expecting it if we go in that direction.
And it would be safer for us to investigate within the city walls than to send a group further afield to the forest.
Although some need to go there as well.
You see Isaac kind of taking a breath as he's thinking, this is odd. Tashan speaks up. What do you mean, sir? As he raises a hand. Well, as you all know, well, I suppose those that are new here wouldn't. The renewal of our peace treaty is coming. Very soon, actually. The emissaries and royals from both Elysium and Helheim are going to be in attendance.
Callie's eyes go wide at the mention of this.
Soleil stiffens like she'd been threatened.
Taylor just squints.
Well, isn't that a coincidence? It's almost as if this was planned to coincide with that.
The other paragraph's thinking.
Possibly. It would be the perfect opportunity to, say, set Elysium against us as well.
That, or use the royal families as pawns to get what they want.
Well, if
Either
that's the case, then we have a deadline for when they're going to attack.
Which is when?
Immediately before the peace treaty.
Yeah, she was asking Isaac when that was.
See Isaac's kind of expression stern. It was supposed to be in about a month's time. But today, my brother received a letter from the Princess of Helheim. She wanted to move up the date.
Oh dear.
In the next
Everyone.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
He nods.
If that's the case, you have to find a way to stall it to the month. We can flush them out that way if they decide not to agree.
Is that possible? What reason did she give?
I have to ask Alistair, I'm not sure. You see, both Elysium and Helheim have extended the terms of these peace treaties is an extension of marriage. Elysium is a princess, and so does Helheim. And, well, marriage is the best way to solidify the peace we want.
That makes sense. But it seems Helheim aren't going to be playing ball with that idea.
Or worse. Perhaps they are. What happens when Helheim has agents on both sides of the battlefield?
And we're stuck in the middle. I'm not going to lie, it's not a fun situation to imagine.
So Giova speaks up. It's a classic pincer maneuver.
Indeed.
Who are the individuals to be betrothed?
Myself and my brother.
Sayuri doesn't say anything, but you see her tense very slightly at this.
Soleil looks sympathetic and turns away from him.
Would they be staying here then?
The princesses?
Hmm.
I believe so. I mean, we've known them since we were kids. So there was a measure of trust there, but perhaps they're counting on that.
What do you make of them?
Well, the Princess of Elysium is nice enough, but the Helheim's princess is eager. she rather enjoyed the atmosphere here and just the weather itself. It snows quite a bit in Helheim, you see, so it's usually very frigid.
I see.
To which you see Kara speak up. Well, honestly, sounds like to me they're playing you both. Everyone kind of glances at her.
Agree.
I'm sure the Elysium lady's nice enough, but Helheim, they've always got an ulterior motive.
We have proof of that, to say the least.
You see Isaac think, but it seems he's having difficulty trying to figure out what to do.
Sayuri will just sigh and say, "There's no easy answer to this. If what they intend to do comes to fruition, a lot of people are going to die. If we don't stop this, we need to plan to save as many people that we can. Evacuate them from the city if we must."
The only thing I can suggest is to establish proper relations with Elysium above Helheim.
Callie looks really worried about.
Yeah, but Sayuri will point out, but to do that would imply that that Basilica is taking a side.
We must not choose one over the other. And certainly not publicly.
Agreed.
If we spark war between them, it will only make things worse.
Perhaps there's a third option. See, Ryan only raises his hand. Someone kind of glances at him. What do you mean? Well, have any of you ever been to the Jewel?
What about it?
The what?
Well, the Jewel.
Three people just look at him. Soleil
Yeah,
and
just like,
Callie
the
and
what?
you're all just like, what?
The Jewel. It is a. It exists in the Withered Barrens. It is a. The city there. It's ruled by merchant princes. It's a trading hub. Perhaps we could seek their aid.
Where is it?
It's to the south. It's the in-between point, ironically, between Helheim and Elysium. But they have never been attacked. The desert has a way of choking the spirits right out of you for doing that.
Honestly, the way things are, this entire situation seems very grim. We're going to need all the help we can get on this endeavor. Otherwise, we're all going to fall. I say that it's probably the best course of action to find allies where we can.
See, she gets it. I mean, you know.
It might be best to at least identify the price of their help. Preferably before Helheim gets there first.
That's true. There's definitely always a price. To which, as you're speaking about the jewel, you see Jorg kind of tense as he says,
Sayuri just lets out a sigh, like, when isn't there a price?
When you have already lost.
Dang.
So, how do we want to play this?
There's nothing to that, but you get the feeling that she understands intimately what you're talking about.
Soleil gives the impression that she also knows intimately what she was talking about.
Yay, bonding over losing everything.
It's casual.
Which Isaac says, all right, so what's our play here?
Well, I think first we should secure the water supply. That is the thing most likely to impact the people here.
At least check on it to see if it's still safe. Scouting the area would definitely be something to do.
And as far as I can tell, it is not something we're currently monitoring. They may already have routes to the civilians here. We need to make sure that they're safe before we go anywhere else.
I agree.
And you, Sir Isaac, need to speak with your brother and tell him what we know, and tell him and ask him where his thoughts are on this matter. It's a delicate place of diplomatic relations that requires more information than any of us would have.
She's right. If anyone would know more about this, it'd be him.
Very well. I'll talk with him. We'll also talk about establishing evacuation routes, just in case we need to.
We don't have much time. We need to prepare as much as possible.
On that matter, Sir Isaac, if we can secure tunnels, we may be able to find alternative routes out of the city below ground.
Callie inhales a little sharply at that one, and she says, "We should be very certain that they are entirely secure before we put any civilians there. I do not know how well they know the place down there, but it seems they know it better than we do, and could be hiding in any dark corners."
That is true.
As she says something about hiding in dark corners, Taylor grimaces and just takes off his glasses and starts wiping them.
Callie observes that.
All right. Well, the first thing we'll do then, secure the tunnels. We should need a small group first to go scout it out. Any volunteers?
Sayuri will raise her hand.
Taylor's head sinks between his shoulders.
Soleil looks uneasy about going underground, admittedly.
Seeing the lack of responsiveness, Callie will raise her hand.
All right. See Henry kind of raises his hand.
Slowly, Soleil also raises her hand.
Taylor sees that his entire party's raising his hand, and he just like reluctantly he sighs and he raises his too, but very barely.
All right, that's settled, you guys. You'll go along with Henry.
Sayuri's just gonna glance at Sylvia to see if she's
Yeah.
still coming, because she said that she could check on the water.
Yeah, exactly. Callie was just about to ask Sylvia
Actually,
about that.
Jorge had offered to go as well.
Mm-hmm.
And before we find out he can't fit down there.
Oh no.
He's just stuck in the doorway. To which, let's say that Sylvia kind of, all right, yeah. She gets a little nervous, and she's, I can go to, this is going to be a delicate matter. Don't be spot, okay? Kind of blinks. Okay.
That's like trying to tell the Hulk not to smash.
Basically. All right. Everyone else, spread out on the territory. Look out for anything suspicious. I'll talk to my brother. Let's go. As everyone breaks, starts getting ready.
As Taylor walks out, he wants to find Kara briefly.
Oh, she's still getting, you see her getting up, right? As you walk up to her, she's like, oh.
He doesn't seem in a good mood right now. He's just like, hi.
Hey. Rough stuff, huh?
Yeah. Do you think that we have all these threats hiding in the shadows?
Well, that's Hellring for you.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't want to think it was going to be true, but it looks like they're trying to well, enter us, so.
He just bites his lip. You know, these magic tricks are great and all that you taught me, and I'm really grateful for it, truly. But I need to get my hands on something a little more substantial soon. If these talks about assassins in the sewers are true, well, I imagine they strike from the inside first, and hide among walls and corners and all that. He removes his glasses and wipes them again, as if there's like a spot that he can't get rid of.
Okay.
I'm clearly not the most perceptive individual, so I don't know how well I'd be able to spot people of interest hiding in the shadows. You don't have anything that'll help, do you?
Well, actually, you're in luck. I can before I head out, I'll teach you a few tricks, okay?
He puts his glasses back on and he forces a smile, and he's like, "Thanks, I appreciate it."
Don't mention it. She takes you off to the side for a moment as everyone else gets ready.
Callie will turn to Soleil, and having noticed how she was wilting at the prospect of going underground, and give her an inquisitive look and say, "Are you quite sure that this is going to be all right with you? It seems a crime to put a bird underground."
She sort of looks uncomfortable, but I am not certain, but I have to prioritize civilian lives over my comfort. That is the right thing to do, yes.
Kelly looks... It's hard to read her when you say the right thing to do, but definitely some very intense look crosses over her face, and she says, "It is the thing we must do."
There are always choices, but I think my family would... Let us say that my family would be disapproving if I did not at least try my best.
"I have only seen you try your best," she says with a smile.
Soleil turns pink and looks the other way. Caladenia, please.
Gotcha.
Ship it!
You are as forward as these Bjorkmen.
Kelly tilts her head at that one.
I ship it so hard!
You ship everything.
Yep.
Yeah, but this is so cute!
And then she just shrugs and goes. She wants to find Taylor when he has a moment.
I guess it's up to the GM, really. 'cause he's
Okay.
not-
Well, before you go find Taylor, anybody else want to talk to anyone?
Soleil wishes Eden good luck as he's leaving.
You as well. He bows to you.
She dips her head and... I mean it, Eden. I have a feeling we were both more right than we like.
You seem kind of grimace at that, but he... Perhaps so.
She's going to stay put to wait for the rest of her team.
Okay. Anything else here? Anything you're doing?
Other than look back at like Isaac as he leaves, she's gonna be with Henry, Jorg, and Sylvia, and just basically discussing how they're going to approach. I think basically Henry and Sylvia are going to be near the back, Jorg and her are going to be in the front, and basically just figuring out orders of where they're going to go and all that sort of stuff when they get there, and preparing everything that they need.
Oh yeah, I guess Soleil will go stand with them.
Well, it's easy. York's about 7'7", so
Where is he? I just don't know.
So he could bench press Soleil like for 24 hours straight, is what you're saying?
Pretty much, yeah. He's York himself is you see him arms crossed as he's standing by the barracks and he's waiting. You can probably assume Sylvia's getting her armor on.
Soleil will stand with Jorg and Sayuri then.
Yeah, Sayuri is just gonna sit down on a bench and is just gonna be quiet for a while. She doesn't say anything, but it is clear she's meditating.
Okay, and as you're kind of standing there and you sit, Sayuri, you see York kind of glance to you, Soleil, where you feel a heavy hand kind of pat your head.
Aww.
Soleil turns pink again.
To which he says,
It will be all right.
Soleil offers him a tiny smile.
He's
Thank you.
just a big cuddly teddy bear who can crush you with his fingers.
A lot.
But easy enough, Callie, as you come out looking for Kara and Taylor, they're not currently out in the training yard. You probably surmise they're probably in his carriage.
Uh-oh.
I just choked.
Kelly
You
will
guys,
just-
jeez.
Kelly will just go and wait nearby it then, if she can assume that that's where they went. She doesn't need to interrupt their conversation. She just has to say a few things to Taylor.
Okay. And
Hmm.
Taylor, inside the carriage,
All right.
Kara is instructing you on how to weave, similar to how she instructed you originally with that one spell. She's teaching you a couple different ones how to weave them. Give me a quick, I'll say intelligence check with advantage.
Boy. 21. Ooh, natural 20.
Okay. You're kind of used to her teaching style now at this point, and as if she's kind of guiding you through it, you kind of follow her hand gestures, and just like that, you got it.
Yeah. You sure this will work?
I'm positive. Don't worry.
Okay.
Don't you trust me?
Are you trustworthy at all?
Are you?
No.
Oh god, stop flirting, Jimmy. No, I'm kidding. Sayuri does not say that.
But yeah, she stifles a giggle for a moment before she's. All right, seriously though, be careful, okay?
Yeah, you too.
I will. She winks at you.
She slaps her on the butt as she leaves. They got the history.
She lets you.
Okay, I think the other thing Sayuri would try and do is maybe ask if they can get any vulneraries for the trip, just in case.
You remember vulneraries. Nice.
Yes.
To which are you asking Jorg?
Yeah, I guess, or Sylvia, whoever would know about that.
Okay. So it's still getting changed. So you're kind of. He extends a wide finger towards the blacksmith shop.
Okay, I guess she will head in that direction.
All right, and sure enough, you do see Ilya is currently packing up her stuff, but there seems to be just a couple of general man, like older man with dirty blonde hair, and a younger woman with kind of the same look as there. Oh, hey there, want some making?
Actually, I was just wondering if I could get some vulneraries for the trip.
Oh, that's wise. Hold on. I mean, do we have any volunteers left? Oh, we do. Here we have about 6 vulneraries.
Okay.
Take them all.
I'm gonna say, how much is this gonna cost me first?
It's gonna cost you, run you about 20 gold each.
How much?
20 gold.
Oh, I thought you said 400 at first. I'm like,
They're really good vulneraries.
I do not even have that, so.
Soleil will pat Jorg on the arm and have followed Sayuri. You said 20 gold each, yes?
Oh, yes.
Could I take 2, please?
Certainly.
As he puts 2 of the kind of ever-moving crystalline emerald orbs in front of you.
Here you go.
Thank you, sir. And she looks uncertain for a moment, but almost as a peace offering, she passes Sayuri 1.
Sayuri will blink and then just take it and be like, thank you. I didn't expect them to be so expensive.
To which, at this point, she's walking by. You hear Kara say, "Didn't expect you to be so poor."
Sayuri tenses at this, but she's not gonna say anything because there's a reason behind that.
For once, you actually see Soleil look sharply disapproving. She's not looking at Sayuri either.
Sayuri will just pat her on the shoulder. Thank you. Let's get going. What do the Volinaries heal? For records.
2d4 plus 2, yes?
You're up.
Plus 2. Okay. Good to know. And there's only 1 charge, I'm guessing.
Only 1 charge.
Okay, good to know.
Sadly.
Even though Volinaries actually have 3 charges, but
He's
Oh,
fine.
they do?
they do in Awakening.
Oh, yeah, they do have 3 charges. All right, yeah, 3 charges.
Yay!
Bless.
Thank
Oh
you.
my.
That's a 1.
I guess with that, once everyone's ready, we'll set off.
All right. Oh, by the way, Callie, you did see Kara come out, and you did see as she left the carriage, she kind of had this a bit of a flirtatious smile on her face, and she notices you, and she kind of like spook her for a second. She's God, jeez, yeah, he's free. Go ahead. And she walks off.
Kelly just smirks. She will walk up to the door and knock on it.
Taylor does open it.
Taylor?
Caladenia. Good to see you.
She blinks. Quite. I was concerned about you. Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. He clearly isn't, but
She gives him a very skeptical look.
he steps outside the caravan and he closes the door behind him. I mean, so it's as fine as you can be with assassins running around. How about you?
Seem to have troubled you. Ever since we saw the one, you have not quite been your normal self.
Well, if that mask that you described before is accurate to what I've seen before,
I do.
we're in for some serious trouble.
You've seen it before?
Only once. It was not a pretty sight.
What did that person do?
He kind of looks sick. And he doesn't say anything.
Callie raises an eyebrow again and reaches out a hand to put on his shoulder and says, Taylor, are you certain that you can handle this?
He's quiet for like a long moment and he's like, we got a job to do. If we sit around doing nothing, they'll just come after us anyway.
Then you have to tell me what you know, so that we can tell the others.
I'll tell you what I can.
She nods. Would you prefer, or would you prefer back with them?
Back with them, I suppose.
She nods.
You got everything
Then-
ready?
The others seemed to be taking care of the preparatory aspects. I simply needed to be sure that you were all right. I saw the way you looked when they were mentioning the places that we have to go, the people who we have to face. That is not the look of a person who is well.
I don't think I'll ever be well if they're around. I'll handle myself. I always do.
Now you have others to help you as well. Just don't forget.
He pauses and he's like, right.
She gives him a hard look.
All right, right. Sorry. Ladies first, he says, trying to go back to his jovial attitude.
She purses her lips and will head slightly in front of him, but she'll wait for him to come up next to her as she heads back to the others.
Yeah, he definitely follows her.
She gives a wave to everybody when we get to them.
Okay.
All right. And sure enough, as you guys come back, Sylvia's finally done changing. You see she has her hair pulled up into a bun, and she also has a mace. And her colors are that of, the typical blue accents to like a kind of silverish armor. But she looks ready. York, though, just seems to be standing there in what he was wearing with his axe now.
Callie looks approvingly at Sylvia's new outfit.
Soleil had already gathered what she needed before the meeting, given what happened last time. So she has a quarterstaff and 2 daggers with her.
It's hard to see what Sayuri is carrying, other than her usual katana, but she seems ready.
Yeah. Admittedly, Soleil's wearing a cloak, so you probably can't see the daggers.
Taylor still has a cloak. It's not covering anything at the moment, but you can see that he has the needle blade next to him and a short bow, as well as a set of 2.
No. His cloak is billowing dramatically behind him.
Sure. Dramatically billowing behind him as he's terrified out of his mind.
Soleil's just trying to hide her wings.
I mean, Callie, you all would have noticed by this point, because it's been a few days that you would have seen her around, never seems to go anywhere without being exactly dressed up as though she were going to be called to combat at any moment. So she is almost always in her armor, definitely always has her bag with her, her mace with her. She is ready to go at all times.
Yeah, Sayuri does something similar. You never see her without her blade. You never see her without her disguise either.
Not your accompaniment for this time.
Hmm?
Cool. All right, now joining you this time. All right, so do you all set out?
Before we go, does the spider come back to Taylor?
Hold on.
Oh, on
Nope.
that note, Henry's with us, right?
He is too. Yes, thank you.
So,
Actually, you look left, and he was standing there the whole time. Yeah.
of course. So Callie would look to him a little bit surprised and say, were you relieved of your post with Ursula?
Oh no, I was not actually. Maybe I should head back down there.
I'm sure it'll be fine, Henry.
If you can find a replacement for your duties, then by all means come with us, but do not leave Ursula alone.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, Callie says, so long as someone is filling the post, I do not mind, but we are leaving plenty of people that could take your place. We just must not leave the prisoners on.
Everybody else has to go on their own patrols, so it might be best if I do go back down with Ursula.
I suppose.
Yeah. Uh, you all be careful now.
And you as well.
Callie looks a little bit sheepish because she wasn't trying to she wasn't trying to scare him away, but this is pretty important. So
Oh
she
no, I want Henry to come with us. He's great.
I know, but we need someone with Ursula.
Well, didn't Isaac say he was gonna arrange for someone else to go down with her?
he did. We don't know that.
See Henry wave to you guys. He's all right, y'all. Head back. Look, as he see Jorg kind of pat him on the shoulder. However, as he pats him, see Henry almost get knocked to the ground.
Soleil winces.
Yeah, thank you, Jorg. See
Kelly
Sylvia kind of sorry.
Callie
Right,
sends a smile at Henry and she says, "Thank you, Henry. I appreciate it."
Oh, I mean, it's shucks. It's none. I'll see y'all soon.
You do
Henry's
that.
adorable. He's like Donald and Kellum mixed into one.
Taylor turns back to his party and he's like, all right, so listen up. We're dealing with assassins here. That means they'll strike from any corner at any time. Do not engage unless they spot us. And even then, do not go to them. Let them come to you.
Very well.
You see Jorg kind of.
Yeah, Sayuri seems a bit tense at the whole prospect of dealing with assassins. But not because she's afraid, but more because perhaps she's experienced something similar.
Is that overtly obvious?
You guys wanna roll insight checks?
You can roll insight. I'll roll deception. I'm very bad at hiding it, even though I've got a mask.
I got 8.
Yeah, you got that. Yeah.
13.
Yeah, you get the feeling that she's encountered like assassins before, but you can't put your finger on how or why.
All right, Callie will stop moving and cross her arms and look at both Taylor and Sayuri and say, "All right then, to prepare us, you two." And she looks at one and then the other. "What do you know? Anything would be helpful."
Sayuri will look at her.
Callie, her eyes.
She will look to Taylor and then look back to her as like, I'm not sure if it's the same people that I think it is, but if it is, it's a problem.
Soleil just looks somewhere between uneasy and confused.
Not a problem for you per se, for me. It's complicated.
Taylor looks at Sayuri quizzically.
I said it's complicated. Don't give me that look.
All right.
They may be out to hurt you then. Specifically.
If that's who I think it is, then perhaps. If they know who I really am, that is. I don't think anyone does. Keep it that way, shall we? Let's go. They just gonna start heading off on her own. She definitely doesn't want to talk about this anymore.
I will grab her arm to keep her from just walking off and say, "Wait. We haven't finished." And look at Taylor.
I've seen them once when I was doing business in Helheim. In the middle of a cold winter night, they attacked someone who was covered in blood with ruthless efficiency. I hid when I could, and I don't think they spotted me, but it was hard to forget that sight. It's like they're ghosts, almost.
Callie would ask, "How many were there?"
I only saw the one. But if there's more than one, then we got a real problem on our hands.
I see.
Sayuri will be quiet at that and be like, it's not how they worked in mine. Perhaps they are completely different groups. It's just odd, is all.
Perhaps they are sectors of the same group with different tactics. Yours work.
She looks very reluctant to speak of this. They attacked without warning, set fire to my home, ambushed my family, and separated us. It sounds very much as if she doesn't want to talk about this at all, and she is forcing herself to say this.
Callie, when she says that, her eyes get a little bit wider, and she pauses, and she looks at Sayuri closely, and then she says,
Yeah, this is a big reveal. You guys knew nothing about her past. So the fact that she's admitting that her family got attacked, yeah.
yeah, that's no small thing. And Callie knows that. So she looks at Sayuri and she smiles a bit and she says, "Thank you. That was very helpful."
We'll see how helpful it is in time. But please don't ask any more of me.
She tightens her grip on her sword, and you don't have to roll insight. You get the feeling that this incident that she talked about didn't happen that long ago, and it's still very raw for her.
Kelly makes no promises, but she does incline her head to Sayuri.
So, our preparations complete?
I suppose so.
Much as they can be.
Maybe Taylor's gonna buy a vulnerary for good measure, if he even knows they're there. Do I roll intelligence or something for that?
You gonna go ask the shopkeeper?
Okay. All right, I'll do that. I'll ask for a vulnerary before we leave.
Okay. You see the same older man with dirty blonde hair as he's 20 gold.
He kind of just gives it. He looks preoccupied and he just gives him the money for the vulnerary and walks out.
Okay.
Yeah, and he goes back.
Cool. That shop has that many left. All right.
They don't restock. I am insulted. No, I'm kidding.
It's been not even one day yet.
It's been more like 10 minutes, actually.
But yeah, with that, you guys have your vulneraries. And are you heading over to where Jorge and Sylvia are waiting? Yeah. Okay. With that, you see Sylvia look to you guys as she's, are you ready to go?
Ready as you'll ever be.
All right, Jorge? Okay, let's go. So you guys, Sylvia and Jorge lead the way because you're not sure where to go here. But ultimately, they bring you to a simple one-story building that looks to be these. You can hear the sound of rushing water from two, not containers, but kind of like almost like silos attached to the building. But inside, you can see as you walk in, you see a multitude of workers and such. They're wearing simple leathers and such. They do have the symbol of their company, which is called Waterworks. But as you come in, you do see an older man that has kind of graying, curly hair, and he has a very thick mustache. But looks to you all as he's, "Oh, hello there. How might I help you?"
Does he sound like Ryan did?
He does.
Does it seem? Do they seem to resemble one another?
You know what? Yeah, they actually do quite a bit, actually. This seems to be Ryan saying his dad works here. This man is he's a fit build, but he's got a bit of a gut going.
Mm-hmm. Callie will step forward. Caladenia, cleric of Ashunera, we've been sent here by Sir Isaac to look into your facility. By the way, does your son, is he one of the Paragon?
Oh, Ryan, yes, actually. How's he doing? Is he doing well?
He was, yes. He sends his regards.
Oh, good. He hasn't been home for a little while. He's been staying at the barracks, and my wife Lucinda, she's getting so worried about him, and we're actually having we're having a paella soon, and I would love to have him by. And oh, I'm sorry, I ramble and I get excited thinking about my boy. Did you know when he was 5 years old, he used to wet the bed all the time. Poor thing. He's really scared and often.
Sayuri's gonna hear this and start snorting in amusement. She's storing that away for later.
Oh, don't get me started when he discovered girls when he was 10.
Taylor's like, yes, we shouldn't get you started.
Is there a that you would like to bring back to him when we return? For when you would like to see him?
No, just come back home sometime. I mean, we're making dinner. We make dinner every night, but Ryan, he's all about the girls now, so he's always chasing skirts. He's still a good boy though. He loves his family. Oh, who are you again?
Soleil is just red-faced and not saying anything.
I mean, to be honest, he kind of got it from me back in my days. I mean, back in my day, I was amazing. I was the ace, as I called myself. I chased girls far and wide, but then I found the love of my life, Lucinda. She is the wind beneath my wings. Anyway, what did you need?
Sayuri will cough and explain that they're here on the behalf of Isaac to check the waterworks and stuff.
Oh, you're here for little Isaac. How has he been? I haven't been seeing him in a long time.
He's fine.
You should come by too sometime. Right, the waterworks. Yes, I can let you in. The waterworks is I am the I am the general manager. This is not my business, but I manage this location. And yes, we do go down into the cave systems. You know about Basilica, the history here is if you ever the cave systems were made, it seems, back in the olden days when the goddess Ashunera is said herself to have made the cave systems protect the general populace from the war of the divines.
I hate to interrupt, but we have business to attend to, and we have very little time.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, my apologies. I ramble when I'm excited. Yeah, so you wanted access to the waterworks, yes?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Oh, certainly, I can do that. Oh, also be careful when you go down there. I've heard some weird sounds. It's been very odd. Watch your step. You might walk. If you think a puddle is about 5 feet, it turns out to 30. So just be careful.
Soleil turns white.
Thank you for
Be sure to.
these sounds that you have heard. What were they like?
Oh, they were like, usually there's like the bloop bloop you hear down there, but these ones kind of more like, ah.
That doesn't sound good.
Yeah, I never heard R before, so it might be something living, I don't know.
Well,
Cyrus is going to exchange a look with the others, just to like, I think we're in the right place.
And the water quality has been fine?
Oh, yes. They've been, hold on a moment. Jameson! As he kind of like calls, you guys are kind of talking to him like in the middle of the room. You see like a kind of a meek man kind of, has the water been fine? Yes, sir. Thank you. Yes, it's been fine.
Soleil just tugs her cloak tighter around her and if you could please direct us, sir.
Oh yes, absolutely. Here, I'll bring you to the we call this it's a pulley system, but it's trying to catch on. It's called an elevator.
What a unique name.
Right? Because it changes elevation.
Very clever.
Yeah, very nice.
Impressive.
Thank you. He kind of nods. Now, truth be told, it was my wife's invention. I just put it into use. But he brings you guys further into the facility, and you come to looks to be kind of a skated off platform. But he pulls back the iron gate as he steps on it, and he's like, "Come on, don't be afraid."
Sire will step forward.
All right, and as you guys step on it, as York steps on it, you kind of feel a dip for a moment. You're like, ah. As he's kind of like past the ground, touches with his foot. Is everybody ready?
Yep, let's go.
Quite so.
Okay. To which you see him grab the pulley system as he begins to slowly lower it down. You see he has very broad arms too. Not quite as broad as York's, but he seems to be a strong fella. As he's slowly lowering you guys into the dark depths here. And as the, you kind of watch the kind of platform you step from kind of disappear up beyond your sight as you're kind of surrounded by looks to be wall lanterns and such going down every 10 feet or so. Till eventually you come into the cavern system. So as you hear the of the approaching platform for you all land on the bottom. Let me show you what you see.
Are there actual diamonds here?
It looks to be some kind of gem, at least.
Crystals.
Can Taylor roll some kind of investigation on that to determine what they are? Because it seems like it's up his alley.
Sure.
Which do I roll?
I'll say intelligence.
21.
These look to be, definitely do see some diamond formed here, as well as seems to be quite a bit of sapphire.
This place is a gold mine. Metaphorically.
What all this? Don't worry about it. Basilica is known for its export in sapphire and diamond sometimes.
Interesting.
Anyway, further down that way, you'll find you lead to the cavern system. Now, be careful not to get lost. You're going to come if you find a cavern with a lot of water. That's the place. If you go under it, you're going to swim for a little while, and then so hold your breath, and then you'll come to where I heard the sounds.
Swimming.
Yes.
Is that going to be a problem?
We will find out.
So you see Sylvia kind of looking around as she looks a little nervous with the prospect of swimming as well. But York doesn't, as he's been quiet this whole time, as he's kind of just keeping his eyes peeled.
Well, thank you for the directions. We should take it from here.
Very well. If you want me to wait for you here, I can. Or if you need the ability to come down, we designed this little thing here. As he points, you guys can see this little arcane orb that's kind of floating there. You press it, and it lets out the little ring up top.
That seems fine. We'll call for you when we need you.
Very well. Good luck. I see you guys back on the platform right for you. Starts going up.
Taylor's contemplating taking some sapphire.
I mean, Sayuri is not going to stop him. She's more focused on Soleil and Sylvia. Do either of you two know how to swim?
I see Sylvia kind of wince. I can swim, yes. It's just the armor's a bit troublesome for that.
Can York carry you?
Can you, York? I suppose so.
Can Taylor pick up some of the sapphire off the ground, like any kind of loose shard?
Sure. Do you pick up? You want a loose shard?
Yep.
Sure.
Just a couple that he can pick up for later.
I have a question about the sapphire and diamond.
Yeah.
Does it seem at all magical?
Roll an Arcana check.
Alrighty.
Can Soleil also roll an Arcana check?
You can too.
Taylor's too preoccupied with just how shiny it is.
Not great. 12.
12. You're not sure? This kind of seems normal.
Yeah, I rolled a 7.
Same with you. It looks normal?
Soleil might take a few shards as well, just to bring back. She has a few ideas.
Okay.
I Feels like it might have something to do with
Oh, I crit my Arcana check.
That's a nat 20 with a +2 for
Oh, goodness.
Darky's reference.
Okay. Well, as they're all kind of, you see everyone's kind of moved to kind of examine these sapphires and diamonds. Sayuri, you go to touch one, and you see, the moment you touch it, everyone sees this. All the sapphires light up at the same time.
Wha-
Callie raises an eyebrow.
This room now has dim light.
Can Taylor determine if light is the only effect, or if this could be something bigger?
Roll an Arcana check.
I gotta be wary here. +4, 12.
It's just light.
Does the light remain if she pulls her hand away?
Mm-hmm.
Can I roll an Arcana check for the effect now that it's happened?
Sorry, we gotta be careful.
Sure, go for it.
To be fair, you did put literal diamonds in front of us, so
I did.
as players, we kind of want to know what that is.
Is the shards that
I
Taylor
don't-
picked up a light?
Oh, yes, your shards are a light too.
Ah, okay.
I don't think a 9 is going to help me understand it.
You have no earthly idea.
I got a better one this time. That's a 21.
21. You know that it looks like these sapphires have a base enchantment to them somehow, though they're naturally grown. It seems that they produce light, almost like the spell light. And if you hold them into your, you know that they can also possibly help you with aquatic endeavors.
That's good. Callie will share that with the others, that perhaps this may be of assistance in our swimming. It feels as though its magical properties may assist in aquatic endeavors.
Sylvia kind of blank. Really?
That seems to be the case. Sayuri's gonna pick up a few shards for herself.
By the way, how many can we pick up?
Roll investigation check. See how many you get.
Investigation. Ooh, +4.
10.
Oh, natural 1.
Taylor, you found one. That looks like at least decent.
15?
All right, 10. So you find 2. 15. Soleil, you find. You also find 1, but yours is of a higher quality.
Ooh.
11.
11, and you find 1 as well, Callie. That seems to be decent.
Awesome.
Taylor,
I mean,
Taylor,
we can come back here and pick more up later. For now, we just need these to get through the underwater bit.
see how that works out. If nothing else, we can use these things as lights underwater. We don't know how thick the water could be.
Sayuri is going to suggest that they use rope to tie themselves to each other so they don't get lost while underwater.
Soleil looks relieved at this suggestion.
All right.
Just basically so if somebody gets lost while underwater because they can't see, they're not going to wind up somewhere where the rest of us aren't, basically.
All right.
Or to ensure that no one gets stuck.
Indeed.
Keep the ropes loose, though.
Of course. It's just enough so that, we won't get lost.
Taylor's going to begin tying tying part of his rope, hemp rope actually, across his hand.
Yeah,
Okay.
Sayuri will take that rope and do the same.
What's our marching order? Because that's how we should tie ourselves.
Question. Sayuri will probably be up front just in case, with Jorg, and maybe Sylvia, Soleil in the middle, Caladenia, and Taylor in the back.
It might be best to have the strongest swimmer first.
True.
Is that what you That's fine.
That depends on who the strongest swimmer is. What do you use for swimming?
Strength.
Okay. I'll have a +5 then.
You have a +5 in strength?
And dexterity.
What? Dang.
Oh, +3. Sorry, I was looking at my saving throw.
Little sweats profusely.
I mean, that's still pretty good. I still have a 16, but
Swimming is athletic.
We're gonna put your.
I definitely have a +6 in that. Then that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a +6 in athletics, so depends on
So-
what everybody else's is.
So who do we work with Sayuri, basically? Is it going to be Taylor or is it going to be George? Because Callie will stay to the back. We should have Sylvia and Soleil in the middle. So Taylor, do you want to be in the back?
Taylor's not gonna lead, so he's gonna be in the back, I guess.
Okay. Then, yeah, let's do Sayuri, George, Soleil. No, Sylvia next to George, then Soleil, Taylor, Callie.
All right. That's your order?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Noted.
Okay.
We're tied together.
Right. Yep. I guess Sayuri will go first.
All right. You all traverse into the caverns here. You notice that these sapphires are lit, as far as your eyes can see, as you kind of come through the main entrance here, and you come to a bit of a winding path to the left that continues on before you turn sharply to the right and keep moving. You all keep going that way?
Suppose so.
Yes.
Yeah, continue on the main path?
Yeah, we'll go on the path that Rion's dad told us to go to.
Okay. Following the instructions. All right, so as you guys are traversing down here, give me a... Luna.
I was about to say, can I roll a perception check? Keeping an
Sure.
eye out.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we'll probably be doing that on the way as well.
Total 14.
I got a 24.
Callie's just keeping her eye out with her passive, but that's 17.
Okay. Noted.
Yeah, I nearly crit mine again.
Immediately, you guys don't really see anything of note. You see, obviously, skirting rats and such, and a couple bats that are hanging on the roof, whether the ceiling here, but you don't notice anything odd yet. Continuing on.
Yes.
Yep.
Still keeping an eye out for anything out of the ordinary.
Okay. You continue on with his directions. You guys give me a quick survival check too, to make sure you're staying on the path.
Yay. Whoa, natural 20.
Whoa, natural 1.
15.
Oh, I also crit.
I feel like between the front of the line and the back of the line, we're going in the right direction.
Yep, luckily. Cal, you're in the back?
Yeah, I'm at the very end.
She's
Okay.
also tied to everyone else, though.
That is true. All right. Sayuri and Taylor, you two remember the directions. You know exactly where to go. You're not going to wander, so help you. As y'all are completely focused on, okay, turn left, all right, turn right. You remember the direction. Callie, as
Yeah.
you're trying to remember exactly where you're going, you kind of lag behind from them, but you get pulled along, thankfully, with the rope. As York's one He's also in the front, so he's really pulling everybody, honestly. But you catch something, Callie. As you lag behind for a moment, you heard a.
Do I know what that sound? Do I have any idea what might have made that sound?
The sound sounds familiar to you.
Yeah, I thought it. How I imagine I'm not all that far behind everybody.
Well, you're connected, so we'll say like at most you would be at least like 5 or 10 feet from them.
Okay.
10.
Also tied by a rope, so if Caladenia turned away, Taylor would notice.
What do I understand the meaning?
You actually do. You also hear a separate clicking.
Got it. She would keep moving, but she is going to say something back. I'll send that to you.
Does Taylor notice this when if he's right beside her?
Roll perception check, Taylor.
17?
Oh yeah, you see her. You hear her kind of making these odd clicking noises. Are you also walking, or are you like walking slower? What are you doing?
I suppose we're just walking.
Okay.
I mean,
Callie, as
Sayuri will
you-
stop on occasion to make sure that they're going in the right direction, but otherwise she's following the path that was
If
told
she
to them.
feels that she needs to intimidate with that, she will? Or
Roll
persuade?
intimidation check.
What?
Roll intimidation check, Callie.
Oh, there's my crit. Not 20.
Nice.
Plus numbers. Plus 1, 21.
Wow. Okay. Nat 20 for me is nat 20 though, so good. All right. So as you enter back, you gotta wait about a good 5 minutes so we don't hear anything else.
Kelly's on high alert, but for anything else that she might hear.
Roll a. What's your passives?
17.
12.
14.
13.
Okay. Callie, you catch it. You do see further back down the way you guys didn't go, to the left. You do see kind of a pair of eyes watching curiously.
All right. She will lock eyes with those eyes.
That's it. It's watching.
Yep, just watching back.
Has she slowed down at all?
Probably a bit.
Yeah, you all kind of feel a bit of a little lag behind you.
Soleil might look nervously back.
You can tell from her posture that she is guarded.
Yeah, Sayuri will glance back and just be like, is everything okay?
Callie, you hear another clicking. It's quiet again.
Yeah, I'm clicking. My thoughts are clear.
Taylor's gonna cast a message on Caladenia, and he's gonna say, "What's going on?"
I'm trying to be sure that you aren't in any danger from the things that are behind us.
Taylor's eyes kind of widen.
anything you want to look, Taylor?
Probably not. He's just gonna keep an eye on Caladenia.
She's gonna start clicking as soon as I finish typing.
Immediately, I'll hear again the clicking, but on a lower octave. Eh?
The heck is that?
Is there a roll I can make to recognize what that sound is?
Good luck.
Roll a nature check disadvantage.
With disadvantage?
Advantage. Okay. I got an 11.
Okay, natural 3.
You guys have no idea what the fuck you're hearing. You hear clicking, and she's answering and clicking. It sounds kind of like thieves' camp, but it's not.
I don't even know if Soleil would recognize thieves' camp. Like,
Do I know? Do I know based on this where they're talking about?
Yes.
Tell me more.
Well, you guys still walking, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we would have slowed down. Now we've all noticed that Caladenia is doing stuff.
Having a seizure.
our cleric is making clicking noises, and we're just slowly being more and more confused.
All right. Well, as you guys are continuing down the path, you see kind of Sylvia and Jorge both look perturbed, as yours kind of like, what the hell are you doing? Sylvia's kind of keeping an eye out, but as you guys are passing by that right way that didn't have any light, you hear a voice. Hello?
Soleil freezes.
Sayuri's instantly got a hand on her blade.
Nobody move.
Anyone out there?
Soleil looks at Caladenia.
Okay, Taylor's gonna use his find familiar to summon it and then see if he can investigate the noise.
All right, roll a stealth for your spider.
Where does it say? Oh, stealth +4. I got a 9.
9, okay. What kind of familiar talk back to you, or what does it do?
I think it can communicate with me telepathically, and I can see through its eyes.
It's like speak with small beasts-ish.
Okay, so you can see through its eyes and everything?
If he stops using his own senses, he can see through its eyes.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that while we're holding still.
All right. Well, as you're doing that, on this winding path, you guys are stopped, right?
I think we did.
Okay. You guys let the little spider go. The spider skitters off in the right direction. And immediately, the spider stops and then communicates back to you. Webs.
Webs?
Webs.
As in like spider webs.
Big webs.
Big webs?
I don't know.
Has Taylor communicated this to the others?
Are you guys talking? Because if you're trying to talk, Callie is going to grab you by the shoulder, Taylor, and stare at you. And, like, you can tell that she's trying to prompt you to message her silently.
Okay. First thing he's going to do is going to recall the spider. Have it crawl into a hole so he can take it back to the pocket dimension.
Okay.
Then he's going to message Caladenia, and eventually the rest of them. He's going to say, apparently it spotted webs. I'm not sure what that means unless there's a giant spider in here.
Something is definitely watching us.
It means that we do not go down that path. We keep going forward if it listens to me. And if it does not, then we will have no choice but to stand and fight. But give me a moment. I may yet be able to turn its attention.
He nods and he turns to the rest of the group and he just gives him a hand signal like 1 second as a don't move.
Yes, Sayuri will just nod, but she has a hand on her blade, just keeping an eye out.
Soleil is pale and standing much closer to Sylvia than she was before.
You see Sylvia is looking very nervous. Callie, as you finish your latest clicking, give me a persuasion check.
Oh my god. It's another nat 20 plus
Oh my
3.
god.
All right.
I have a good addition to that too that I'm going to send you, but carry on. I just had a great follow-up.
All right. As you finish, Callie, finish her clicking. Just quiet.
Taylor turns to Caladenia and he gestures with his thumb pointed sideways as if, can we go?
She exhales and nods, and her eyes say quickly.
Taylor,
Don't have to tell me twice.
Sayuri's gonna move quickly.
All right. As you all are starting to rush off, and you're passing by this right corridor, as it were, perception checks. You're kind of looking further into it. There's no light here, but
ooh, natural 20.
18.
14.
Taylor.
23.
Who got above 20?
I did.
And Taylor. You two. As you're walking past it quickly, you look into it, and though it's dark, you can make out a shape in that darkness, but particularly you can make out eyes. Hanging upside down against this web. This, about the size of a horse.
Oh.
Does it look threatening right now? I'm assuming that's the one that Caladenia was speaking to.
It just seems to be standing. It seems unnaturally still.
Taylor messages to Caladenia. Is that the one you were talking to?
Presumably. There are more.
All right. He messages Caladenia. Should we just keep walking?
Yes, we need to get to our destination, and then we need to not return this way.
Taylor messages Sayuri. Keep pressing forward. Keep your eye on the thing.
Understood. She will do so. A hand still on her blade as she goes.
All right. As you guys are making your way further past this, you all do hear a audible clicking, but there's no words. It just seems to be a movement of its mandibles. However, as you are continuing on this path, you start noticing something. There seems to be web in this path, quite a bit of web, enough to make it difficult terrain.
Well, crap.
So your movement is slowed, but it doesn't seem like anything is coming after you, thanks to Callie.
Yep.
Nice.
Eventually, as you guys kind of wade through the webs, you're kind of pushing past it. You have to make sure your hand doesn't stay there too long, or you can get stuck. In fact, all of you give me, I believe it's dex saving throws.
22.
Dirty 20.
I also got 22.
Nice, guys, nice. And okay, everyone else did well. So as you guys are wading through these webs that actually do feel fresh, you're actually able to kind of cut through them and move through. You're not stuck. But as you come through it, you all come upon this area. It's in Discord.
Can we assume we're clear from the spiders?
You don't see any more webs in here. but there's a lot of water.
Soleil sends a message to Caladenia as well.
It's talking in my head.
Yeah. Did Ryan's father mention anything about those?
He did not, but anyone who would have been able to mention something about those who would not have lived to do so.
How have they been getting down here?
She sort of shoots you a look and she says, I'll let you know when I talk to him again.
She nods and doesn't send another message.
Yeah, you all do notice that Ryan's father talked as though this place was clear or nothing was wrong with it. So if they're here, it must be very recent.
Taylor thinks about something and he whispers to Sayuri. That is to say, he uses message and he's like, "You don't suppose that maybe the assassins were caught by the spiders, hence the whole ARG thing that he mentioned?"
Perhaps. Perhaps they were raising them to collect poison from them? I don't know. There's too many uncertainties to be sure.
GM,
Yes.
are those holes in the cavern ceiling existing in our situation?
Yes. So not as much light.
Can I tell if they lead outside?
You can check if you want to.
I'd have to fly over water to do that, wouldn't I? Okay, I can't tell from here, so no. I choose life.
Can Taylor look at the water and try to see if he can see anything in it?
Make a perception check.
20. Flat.
20?
I mean, dirty. 20.
Let's find out. All right, as you're looking at the water itself, you don't notice anything. Wait, you look closer. You see movement at the bottom of it. It seems deep.
Does it look humanoid or?
You're not sure. You just see a shadow.
He whispers to Caladenia with his message and he says, "There seems to be movement in the water."
She'll take a look.
It's in a book.
Yeah, it's not a good look. She's super distracted. It's a 12.
12. You're not sure what that is.
Sayuri feels people slowing down again. She's like, "What now?"
Something in the water.
She's gonna raise an eyebrow at this and take a look herself.
Soleil as well.
Go for it, y'all.
Yeah, 13.
You're squinting. You don't see any movement. Are they sure?
I don't see anything. Are you sure about that?
I'm positive.
Soleil got an 8.
So that water is dark.
So we're supposed to go through the water?
That was the direction, at least.
Is our objective to cross the water or go down into the water and to somewhere on the other side? Like,
We have to go under it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Rion's dad said. We had to dive under the water and hold our breath. But we don't need to do that because we've got the crystal.
You all see Jorge kind of look at you all as he's, why are you all acting so scared?
There's something in there.
Oh, really? Hold on.
What?
You see
Jorge,
him,
what are you doing?
you see him step forward as he smacks the water.
What are you doing?
Shh. You see
Hiya,
the shadow stop moving. Hey! What are you? The shadow stopped moving.
Great.
Okay. Well, it's intelligent enough to understand you, I think. Sayuri will just say, "We don't mean you any harm. We get past here."
All right. Roll a persuasion check.
19.
All right. 19. You see this shadow start to move, kind of coming up closer to the surface. It continues to do so. It seems slowish, but ultimately, you start seeing something breaking the surface. As you all can see, looks to be a head, kind of peek up through the water. And then you hear something.
Oh boy.
As you see the head burst up, as you all see this giant constrictor snake bearing its fangs at you guys. I need you all roll initiative.
Yay!
Spiders.
God damn it, Jorg!
You brought York, sorry.
York fears no python.
23. I'm actually not glad to go first.
18.
13.
Sayuri got 27, Taylor got 23, Soleil got 13.
And I got 18.
All right, Yuri, what are you doing? This thing's about currently
Okay,
it's
so how far away is it from us?
currently it's about 10 feet. It just rose up.
It's just out of range. Okay, I'm gonna throw a javelin at it.
Okay, go for it.
17.
17 hits.
9 damage.
All right. Very nice.
Okay.
All right, so as you see it rise up, you see how far it is from you, and you look at the deep water before you. So you grab onto one of your javelins as you arc it, and you throw it at the snake. The snake seems to have not expected as you see it stick into right into its body as it gets from pain.
Yeah. Sayuri's gonna use the evasive class feature as she does, and that'll be her turn. So it's got a -1 to its first attack against me. As she's like just taunting it right now, goading it to come closer.
All right, Taylor.
All right. You said it was 10 feet away, right?
Yes.
And it's not near a teammate.
Not yet.
Okay. In that case, he's just gonna step back to stay 30 feet from it, and he's gonna fire a bow and arrow.
All right. So you pull out your bow. You pull your bow and arrow as you take aim.
That was damage. My bad. 23 and 7 damage.
All right. All right. So following Sayuri's, you pull back your arrow right as the javelin hits. As you release your arrow, as it right into another part of its body, as they once again in pain. Now your turn.
He's gonna use a bonus action to get the rope off his wrist.
Okay. Rope's off.
That yeah, that's all I can do.
Perfect. Callie.
Okay. There's is there any evidence that we've that any of the big spiders are following?
Roll perception check.
Okay. That's a big number. 26.
26. You kind of look and you do see a pair of eyes kind of watching what's happening. Nothing's moving yet.
And can they see can they see this battle?
You can probably assume so.
Okay. She would want to then step out of the line of sight of those eyes so that they could not see her.
Okay.
Then she will look at the giant snake ahead, and she will raise up one hand, holding her holy symbol with the other, and point at it to cast Toll the Dead.
Okay. Is there any save for that, or just straight up?
A wisdom saving throw that it must make.
Everyone knows snakes are the wisest.
I think.
Wisdom 16?
Yes. My spell save DC is 15, so.
Okay, you made it.
Yep.
All right, so as you point your finger at it, you're trying to focus on it. You see the snake kind of notice you for a moment before you see its eyes kind of gleam, for its head shakes, and your spell doesn't take effect.
She hisses quietly to herself.
All right, it is its turn.
Yep, and Sayuri is taunting it to her.
You all see the snake as it's beginning to come closer to you guys before you see it dip down to the water. Let's see. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. It is going for you, Taylor. I just see its form come out of the water. I just see its jaws gaping, gape open as it comes snap at you. It's going to try to constrict you. 20 to hit.
Yep.
All right, you take 9 points piercing. As you see, as you try to skip back, you feel its jaws clamp tight against you. As it begins spinning, it begins pulling you into itself, as it begins constricting around you, and you both get submerged into the water.
Like right now, it doesn't even take a turn?
That's its constrict ability.
Taylor!
So you're currently grappled. That is its turn. I just see your... All right, Soleil.
Soleil is going to take a bonus action to take the rope off of her wrist.
Okay.
And she's going to cast Guiding Bolt on the snake.
All right. All right, attack.
18 to hit?
Yeah, this hits. All right, so as you, are you going up?
Sorry?
So are you flying up?
Yes.
Okay, so as you fly up, you look down, you can see currently the bundle of the snake that is wrapped around Taylor, as it's pushing him deeper into the water. As you extend one of your hands, as you all hear that hum come from her body, as the magic energy swirls around her hand before she, you see a bolt of divine energy right into the water. As you, Taylor, you see the snake get hit by the radiant energy as it gives a underwater.
So rolling 46 for damage, it takes 17 radiant damage, and the next attack on the snake has advantage.
Nice hit.
It's also lit up now for that turn.
It is. So you all can see underneath the water, kind of like a beacon almost.
Nice.
Shiny snake.
Can anyone reach him?
Right as you say that, so you all see Jorge right into the water after the snake.
Sigh.
Well, I guess that answers your question.
He still has a rope attached to him.
Who's still attached to him? He did not take it
That
off.
would be Sayuri, so he's pulling her with him.
Yes, you. Right after
I mean, honestly, I'm not complaining because she would have dived in after Taylor anyway. So once you see Jorge moving, she's just like, okay, I'm going along for the ride.
All right, so as you all see Jorge swimming, you see him swim faster for a moment before you see him slow, as you see his body begin to bulge, as you see his eyes flare, as he breathe the water, you see bubbles rising from him as he rages. As he grabs his axe, he's going to reckless this against the snake. Oh, wow, yeah, dang, good job, Jorge. 18 on the die. All right, Taylor, so as you're currently being, as you feel the snake's coils around you, as you're losing your breath immediately, you look up as you can see this, a very vein-heavy Jorge swimming down towards you with, like, almost foaming at the mouth with bubbles coming out from him as he grabs his axe, as you see him swing into the snake. And that's its first attack. So snake takes. Oof. All right, and you see the axe right into the snake as it underwater. It's still, its jaw is still around you, but you see its eyes dart back to Jorg as you see Jorg swing back slowly under the water as he swings once more into the snake. That one misses. This time, as you guys are swinging in the water, because of the water's momentum slowing his axe down, you see the snake easily able to maneuver out of the way. But he's currently there with you.
And Sylvia?
Sylvia, I'm looking for a thing. Oh, not a lot she can do.
Can she free herself and get to the surface?
Sylvia, oh shit, yeah, she got dragged in too.
Yeah, she did.
Yes, as Jorg goes under, you see Yuri, Sylvia, right after him. Well, she's in the water now, so let's see. Okay, so because she's down there, you see her. You see her pull off the bonus action, pull off the wrist-mounted rope as she's looking around wildly. As she sees Taylor, you're currently wrapped up in the snake as Jorg is trying to free you, and she is going to. You see her swing. She comes down she swims down deeper because it's already sinking because it's armor, and she's going to swing at it with her mace. Actually, you know what? No. She's going to use her Radiance of the Dawn.
Radiance of the Dawn, huh?
That's the actual name of the ability. What do you want?
It's also the name of a Fire Emblem game.
That's Radiant Dawn. Thank you very much. Pulls up nerd glasses. Anyway.
It's just coincidental then that happens to be one of her abilities.
Let me have this. Anyway, this takes half damage from it. So as it's bundled with you, Taylor, you all can see as she's underwater, you see her grab her holy symbol. You see her hold out her hands toward the snake as you see from her body this light begin to grow and encapsulates a 30-foot area. I just see this snake, though it does take half damage. I just see it thrashing within the radiant light before the light is gone.
So that like washes over all of us then. What does it feel like?
It feels very warm to you.
Tingly.
A little tingly, yeah.
Okay, is that all she's doing?
That's all she got. That's a recharge thing for her. All right. Next up is top of the round. Yuri.
Well, since I'm already in the water, I'm gonna fight in spirit this, so I have advantage, and I get 5 temp HP.
All right, so your attack roll here is going to be a straight roll.
16.
That hits.
Yep, 10 damage.
Oof. All right, so as you following Jorg's lead, you feel that aura pulse from your body for a moment as you come sprinting, swimming down toward the snake. And as it's currently occupied with thrashing her out from the light, you manage to sink deep into its body as you break down, as you begin to open up some of it, as the snake winces in pain as she lets you go, Taylor.
Sayuri is going to say in Infernal, "Let him go," and she's just gonna glare at it.
Okay, that sounds horrifyingly bubbly underwater.
Yeah, probably.
Callie hears that, and she probably only vaguely understands it since it's
yeah, you catch out a couple words.
But she still grins.
Okay. Oof. It's still hanging on. It's looking very badly injured. All right, Taylor.
So one question. Does a crystal... do the sapphires we picked up have any effect on this battle?
You're not drowning.
Oh. I'll stay in the water then.
Yeah, because they help you with water breathing, so you're not drowning.
Okay, he's gonna try just striking it with his Thimblethorn.
Go for it.
And sorry, one question. I have disadvantage on this, or do we still have advantage in the last one that I can use as a flat roll?
You currently she got advantage on it because one of her abilities. You're currently at disadvantage.
Yeah.
The guiding bolt. That.
Oh,
Guiding bolt only
straight
affects
roll.
the next.
Wait,
Oh.
yeah, no, yeah.
14.
It's cool. It's still hit anyway.
Okay.
He's a big.
He's a big boy.
17 damage if there's a person within 5 feet of the enemy.
Yeah. How do you want to do this? Because I only have 1 hit point left.
He just drags his hand across the blade and covers it in like a green flame, and he says, "Time to go legit, you flash gudgeon!" And he just stabs it through the eye.
All right. So, as you say your piece, your eyes flash for a moment. As you stick your blade into, because you see its mouth about to begin to open out towards you again, but this time you stick your blade into its mouth. As you follow, you continue to drop with your weight. As you begin to split down the corner of its mouth all the way down to its tail, and then you let your blade go. As you see the snake, it's become a cloud of red, and then it's dead.
Yeah. With it dead, Sayuri's just gonna grab Taylor's arm before he sinks further and starts swimming upward. She will just look to Jorg and point to Sylvia, saying, "Get her."
Oh, he's already there.
Soleil
yeah, she will
flutters.
swim to the surface, pulling Taylor with her.
Soleil is fluttering anxiously over the surface.
All right, and sure enough, you see both pairs breach the water.
Yeah,
You see Sylvia. Unfortunately, Sylvia kind of put a little makeup on, so it's kind of running. So she's. Thank you.
Aww.
Soleil will land on the shore to help Sylvia out.
Sayuri's just gonna pat Jorg on the arms, like, "Good job, but little warning next time."
It was just sitting there.
Maybe that's a good sign for us to leave it alone next time.
It's all right. We got it.
Yeah.
Put Sylvia up on stage.
Taylor says, dripping with blood.
But,
Everything turned out
Sayuri's
fine.
Sayuri's just gonna look at Jorg and she's just gonna start chuckling under the mask.
But you see him. He literally like lifts Sylvia up over his head as he puts her onto shore, as he comes up out of the water himself.
Soleil will try and help Sylvia wring the extra water out of her clothes for a moment.
She looks very thankful.
So, Soleil, do you have prestidigitation?
I do, actually. Soleil will cast Prestidigitation and insta-dry Sylvia's clothes.
Okay, so Soleil, as you kind of hum a little bit to yourself as you gesture at Sylvia, you all see the water that was clinging to her form, as well as some of the running makeup that she had on, immediately come off of her body and kind of form itself into a little orb of water before it against the ground. And she's perfectly dry. Brace here. Oh, thank you.
It might be too early to thank her. We have to go through the water anyway.
All right. You're kind of sigh.
It's fine. We got plenty more where that came from.
Yay for cantrips. I mean, what? I'm not a mage. I don't know about any of these.
Callie, we are passive. You notice that those eyes aren't watching you currently.
Do I know where they went? Because she would. I was waiting, but she would have, once everything was settled with the snake falling down dead, step back to the entryway from whence came and glance back.
All right. Well, as you glance back, further in, it's a little shaded, but you can clearly see this back there.
Is it small or big?
Oh, it's big.
A new one?
A new one.
Is he bigger than the other one?
About around the same size. It's not moving, it's just unnaturally still.
Yeah.
But you can kind of surmise. Sorry, I can cut you off, but you can kind of surmise because of the blood from Taylor, that made them a little antsy.
Yeah, that's reasonable. She would, looking back at it, just dip her head very slightly to it, keeping one eye on it and letting the others do their prestidigitationing in the background.
Taylor's probably gonna try to clean the blood off at least, if that even works.
I
Soleil
mean, you
can
can
help.
clean and soil clothing, so yeah, you can easily.
Yeah.
Vegetation.
He's gonna do that.
Soleil will help him.
All right, let's move on. I don't want the spiders to come follow us.
Yeah,
Which-
let's get this over with.
At this point, Callie, you do see it move. As it kind of takes about a couple steps forward. Kind of testing.
All right, she would shake her head slightly and say, and give him a low whistle.
For a persuasion check. With advantage because you passed the other one.
Okay. That is a 22.
All right, you see it kind of stop where it is as it kind of lowers its body closer to the ground. Not into a pouncing stance, but it's resting. Just watching though.
Yeah, and I don't want to be seen, so I might as well stay here. I'm being told off.
I mean, Callie is not drawing attention to the fact that she is having this exchange. She's just inserting herself in between these two parties.
Soleil is going to be retying herself to this rope.
Yeah, I think everybody who hasn't untied it should do that.
Taylor puts it back on his wrist.
Yeah, specifically on their wrists.
All right, and you're all about ready to go into the drink.
Yeah. Sayuri will just turn back to us like, okay, is everybody ready to go?
Sure.
Hmm.
Soleil nods. She looks uneasy.
Keep those sapphires close to you.
Yep, you don't have to
Right.
tell me twice. And I guess they will get into the water and continue following the path that they're following.
Caladenia?
Hmm. She if you say her name, she's like she looks back like really startled. Yes.
We're heading out.
That is wise.
All right, and Caladenia, as Soleil to say your name, the spider that was there that was resting jumps up and skitters away.
Heck. She exhales and she puts a hand to the side of her head and says, "Come on. I don't know how much longer this will work."
All right.
Yep. Sayuri is just gonna nod and lead the way, I guess.
You guys are going to front flip into the water.
Yep.
Yep. Here we go.
All right, so you all take a breath before you all, and happy you've pulled by Jorg once again. Underwater.
Oh
As you
dear.
look around, you can see the now falling blood cloud that is the remains of the snake. But you can see a tunnel forward at the very base of this underground lake.
And that's the way we need to go, so we follow it. Follow the instructions and keep going. Sayuri is going to keep an eye out for any more surprises on the way.
Water spiders! No, I'm kidding. Yeah, you're fine. Nothing seems to bother you guys as you all immediately dip down to begin kicking against the pool of water as you go deeper and deeper down. And you swim for about a good 10 minutes or so. You come through the cave, and at this point it gets very dark. You can't see. If you know you have dark vision, you can't see in front of your face.
So not even with our glowing sapphires.
Oh yeah, those actually help illuminate away. But as far as around you, it's pitch black.
Ooh.
Can I see anything in the black?
Do you have dark vision?
Yes.
You can, yes. You see in a bit more of a grayscale. As you are making your way through, and such. As you're kind of coming through this like very long tunnel here, Callie, you begin noticing slowly bones.
Bumps?
Bones.
Oh. That's where.
And as you're continuing along, those of you that have the sapphire rocks that are illuminating your way, you also see bones. And you kind of put the light down further to like at the very bottom of this channel as you're swimming through. You see more than bones. You see skulls, skeletons.
Can we discern what kind they are? Are they all human?
Roll intelligence.
Wouldn't it be more medicine?
Sure.
Yeah, I got a 20.
Look, my intelligence isn't great.
I got a 20.
I also got a 20.
You're copying me.
7.
Anyone above 10?
I'm at 10.
Okay. Then you all would surmise that this does not just seem to be. There are human bones here, yes, but some of these bones seem different. They seem to be more so tail bones. Lots of them.
Bones of Oh dear. Sayuri is going to look a little bit disturbed at this.
And these these bones are not something that Ryan's father mentioned at all.
He didn't seem to. But you can probably surmise. Give me a quick insight check, we'll say.
That's 21.
Because they're humans and they cannot see in the dark, anything they brought down, like to swim through here, probably like only had gives you about 5 feet of light, so they've never noticed them.
Ah, alright. But the sapphires, which they presumably have never used, are enough to illuminate that?
Well, I said that you guys would like, if you got closer to the bottom and put it along it, you would see it.
Mm.
The sapphires seem to illuminate more than normal hidden lantern, yes.
Okay, so presumably they've always been there, it's just they've never known.
It's
what we
still
literally
pretty
can kind of guess.
disturbing that there's a ton of Tagwell bones down there, though. Sayuri is... she's gonna pick up one of the Tagwell skulls. And she's gonna take it with her.
Hey, Callie was gonna too, with one of each.
Sure.
Taylor's just like, what the hell is everyone doing?
Soleil is mutely horrified.
I mean, she's not doing it because, oh look, it's a Tagwell skull.
No,
it's...
she's horrified because the bottom is covered in bodies.
Yeah. She wants to take it just like, okay, someone with more experience might know how long this has been down here and why there's so many down there.
I'm gonna guess the giant snake.
There's not many that Tagwell in Basilica is the thing.
True.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like there's an alarming amount of bones here that don't add up.
All right, and as you guys grab the skulls, things that happen. However, as you're swimming up with them, you all see your sapphires go out.
Tails is gonna try shaking his.
You can still breathe, but the light has dimmed, and now it's now coming in pulses.
Can Soleil hum to cast dancing lights?
Sure. So as you hum, you all see three galleys of light reveal themselves. However, as they reveal themselves, you all begin to hear something.
Oh no.
You all look down, and all of those bones that were everywhere, you see all their heads are now looking at you all.
So, this sort of thing, any ideas? Do I have any idea?
You have no earthly idea. But I'll say roll a
These poor souls.
religion check.
I was gonna say, what about a heavenly idea? Nope, don't have one of those either. That's like a 8.
You have no idea. It's the first time you've ever seen anything like this.
Yeah, no, I've got no idea either.
Neither does Soleil.
15? If I get to roll.
None of us here are very religious.
Excuse me.
Especially the cleric.
Yeah, weird that.
Well, what about Sylvia?
She actually does.
Can Soleil message her?
You see her eyes are currently wide. She's staring down at the skulls.
What is this?
Unrest. I don't know. Undead?
Can they hurt us?
I don't know.
It wouldn't be prudent to leave them here.
Did we already take the skulls?
I mean, we
You
picked
have your
you
skulls,
up,
yes.
Okay, good.
but there's a hell of a lot more.
It might be wise to inform divines about this place.
Can we speak underwater with our crystals or just...
I mean, I presumed we could, but
Speaking underwater is a bit difficult. You can, somewhat.
Yeah, Soleil's just bypassing it with message.
How can we be sure that the divine aren't behind this?
Callie gives Taylor a look.
It seems kind of suspicious to me that they don't know about this. Aren't they supposed to know about the whole goings on in these caverns?
Isaac didn't seem to know much about them at all.
All right, Taylor. As you say that, Jorg grabs you. As he has a very tight grip on your clothing, particularly at your neck. As he looks you in the eye and he says,
They're good.
All right, sorry. This doesn't come easy to me.
he lets you go.
We should try to keep...
Trust doesn't come easy to me either. I can't see them. Especially when they've been proprietors of peace all this time. We need to get these bones checked out and see just how old they are and how long they've been here.
Soleil is conspicuously silent. She looks very uncomfortable.
We should try to keep going. We have no business here, and we can't resolve any of our questions here.
Agreed. Let's keep going.
Who's holding the skulls?
Callie and
It's
Sayuri.
2. He has 1.
As you guys are discussing this and prepared to move, you guys Your sapphires were making that beacon of light, and then again they go out. And then when the light stabilizes and continues, you all see that all of the bones that are here are gone, including the skulls you guys took.
What? Sayuri's gonna look from.
Keep in mind the dancing lights.
Yeah, so they still had them going.
No, those one went out too.
Huh.
Sayuri's gonna look from the sapphires down to where the bones were, and then back to the group. Like,
Did I see anything with my dark vision?
Interestingly enough, as you were focusing and looking down at them, right as the lights went out, and so the soul spell, your vision began getting like cloudy and foggy, almost like static, and then cleared.
Mm-hmm. All right. Does it seem like a spell?
Roll an Arcana check.
Can I also, given that my spell was cut short?
Sure.
21.
This felt like a spell, almost, but it's something off about it.
it's a curse. We're all
7.
cursed.
17.
You surmise about the same play. If this magic felt similar to what you saw from the woman that almost killed Jamie, but again, not quite. It seemed necromantic in nature, almost.
Taylor's gonna look to see if there's any opening up ahead, any surface, I guess.
Looking ahead, you guys are about halfway through. You don't see anything yet, but you see it's starting. You see a little bit of light further down.
Soleil will recast dancing lights to make sure that she has them. She's ready to go.
All right. Want to do anything else?
Callie's wondering if she was ever holding anything at all. Is there any way to tell that?
Well, as you go to kind of feel your hands, it's like you felt the weight, but it's suddenly not there, and you don't. There's no residue, anything.
Okay.
Yeah, Sayuri is just very, very confused and doesn't like this one bit, but she's gonna keep going.
Taylor's gonna look behind him as they're going.
Okay. Taylor. Can you perception check? Because you're looking behind.
17?
17. Taylor, you notice something.
Uh-oh.
Crouching down into the depths here, you do see a shape.
Can I determine what kind of shape?
It's a bit odd. It looks like a fish, almost, but skeletal.
He immediately messages Caladenia and he says, "There's something behind us. Keep moving."
Understood. Does she see that with her passive 17?
You definitely do. You see it crawling along the bottom of the place here, and it's coming closer, very slowly but closer.
So it's pursuing us?
Seemingly.
All right. Yeah, Callie would say to Taylor, alert the others. It might catch us, but we should move quickly. If we can get out of the water before another fight, it would be better.
Taylor nods.
All right. Just say that you see Jorge kind of look back, and as well as Sylvia, as Jorge looks like he wants to go back, but Sylvia pushes him forward. As you're all beginning swimming. And with your passive, Callie, as you look back, you can see it's almost like an anglerfish. It has something dangling in front of it.
Oh no.
And as there's almost like an expansion of light, again, Soleil, your magic goes out as well as your crystals. and then your crystals are giving out that pulsing light again. And as that's happening, you all look down again, and this time you see bones. Not tangle bones, though. Lagoos.
Taylor tries to message them one at a time. Just keep moving. Ignore them.
Soleil is visibly freaked out, but she picks up the pace a little to swim by Sylvia.
All right, guys, give me quick dex checks. Stop that in here.
Yeah. 14.
Ooh, 21.
18?
Okay.
Dex check, you said?
Mm-hmm.
11. Can I re-roll that with Lucky?
If you want.
Yeah.
Take lucky.
That's better. 24.
All right. You all begin making your way faster through this underground corridor. And every time, occasionally, Soleil, your magic goes out. Or the crystals go dim, and they go into a pulse. And then you see skeletons, and then it keeps going and going. As you all look back, occasionally, you can see that whatever that thing is below, following after you. But eventually, you come to the very end of this corridor here as you see light above. What are you doing?
Surface.
The light is above us?
Yes.
Well, Sayuri is swimming her ass upwards towards the surface.
Would the rest of us have seen this fish thing by now?
Pointed it out.
Yeah, if you pointed it out, you guys would have seen it.
Sayuri.
Yeah, Soleil is definitely following up.
Callie would stay behind and surface last to be sure that everybody else got out.
What's your AC, Callie?
It is 18.
So close. That was 17. Okay. Callie, as you're the last to surface, as you're beginning surfacing, you happen to look back as immediately you see these spine-like teeth opened, but they are just short of your legs as you see the teeth underwater. Before you see that skeletal figure fall back into the depths as its light is that beacon is glowing, fades, and it's gone.
She exhales, immediately wants to take a look around whatever this area is because she doesn't believe that we're out of danger, even out of the water.
Yeah, no,
Wait.
Sayuri is on edge.
We're out of the water now, right?
Yep. But you got surface.
Taylor immediately uses Find Familiar again, and he orders it to go further into the cave, examine the area.
Sayuri's gonna ask the same of Yume.
All right, and as you guys surface, as you send out your spider and send out your familiar, y'all wait for a moment. Are you getting out of the water?
I thought we are out of the water.
Sure.
So you surface and you're out of the water?
Yeah.
What's
Okay.
above the surface?
Well, immediately as you see here, it's also very dark here, but there's at least ground. The sand down.
Well,
Taylor,
Don't stand. Just in case Callie says that, she says, keep low. And she looks
Taylor-
around. With
Taylor
her dark-
messages to Soleil, telling her, "Don't use your lights here."
Soleil will blink them out.
Give me.
And I rolled 20 on Spider's stealth.
Okay. So you all sit here and wait for a moment, quietly. It's very dark here as well.
I'm gonna try to see through its eyes while we're standing here.
Okay. And as you all are,
As Taylor closes open his eyes, you can see like a spider pattern in his eyes instead of normal human eyes. Sorry, I couldn't resist.
All right. So you all send your scouts, essentially. See Jorge and Sylvia waiting as well. As Jorge is kind of sitting on what looks to be a rock. He's waiting. And see Sylvia. Seems a bit nervous. Taylor.
Yep.
You follow your spider as it begins crawling quickly in the south. As you come across different stalagmites, as you see there's a pathway through here. But further down, about a good 100 feet away, your spider comes to a precipice. Inside that precipice, Taylor, your own eyes widen. As within it, you can see not only a camp down here, a war camp. You can see numerous wyverns all kind of snapping at one another. You see their riders patting down their scales. You can see numerous infantry soldiers here. You can see what looks to be some kind of ship docked nearby. This place itself seems massive.
Taylor's like, without even actually like saying it, without even acknowledging the rest of the group, he's like, it's impossible.
I see it too. Oh no. Oh no. Sayuri is just tense.
Particularly, give me a perception check, Taylor.
Perception check?
Perception check, yes.
Ooh, natural 20.
Natural 20. Story rolls, gotta love them. Taylor, you can see not only infantry soldiers here, but you can see many masked figures standing nearby, hands behind their backs, waiting. You can see robed figures making their rounds, talking to different soldiers. You can see what looks like just one moment. You definitely see the woman that almost killed Jamie, but you also see Matilda down here as well. She seems to be talking to someone, and she looks nervous. But what takes you off guard the most is you can see, without a doubt, someone you've seen before. The commander, Romulus. As he is standing back straight, looking out over this invasion force, it seems. As you see this large black wyvern bringing its head down as it's looking over everyone else as well, as you kind of hear it give a low. You feel the power radiating from the two of them.
Taylor just says to his group, they're all here.
The army.
Soleil
Already
blanches.
Their entire force is already here.
What?
In order to get, they're just waiting on an order to strike. Oh my gods.
You see Sylvia. What?
An army, how many?
I'm not sure. I'm just gonna look to Jamie because I don't know the number.
Taylor.
To Taylor because I don't know the number. Sorry, I keep getting those mixed up.
I can't count them all.
There's easily hundreds, Taylor, if not more.
Basilica's already fallen. We just don't know. They just don't know it yet.
We have to tell the others. They need to know about this.
You see York's eyes widen. What? As he gets up.
Soleil tugs at his sleeve and
Yes,
looks
Sayuri's
frantic.
instantly just gonna grab his arm. It's like, we can't fight this. There is no way in hell any of us will survive if we go in there. It's suicide.
But if we...
The best we can do is evacuate the people. They don't know that we know that they're here. We have time to get people out of here. This place is lost, but the people are not. We need to leave and tell the people.
Sayuri's right. One of their men can take down 3 of you.
I know it's not the best situation. We are outnumbered 10-1 at the very least. They have wyverns, and they have the forces to take us all down easily. Our focus should be on the people.
Did you see how they got there? Did you see any way that they could have entered or exited?
Did I?
You
You
saw they
would have
had a
seen a
dock.
ship.
Yeah, you saw
The
ships.
Ah. Okay, he relays that info.
There's tunnels big enough to carry ships.
There was water.
There must be.
By the way, with that roll, do I see an exit that we can conceivably take and not get caught by either going backwards through the spiders or going through these forces, or is that just the only way?
You know that there is a way back with the spiders, but that's risky. But there does seem to be a few different smaller tunnels you can possibly take.
Shit.
Honestly, I'd rather take the spiders over this at the moment.
If we can get past that fish thing again, there were the holes in the ceiling. I might be able to fly a rope up.
I don't trust going back that way.
And as you all are talking,
We're
your
whispering.
voice speaks up. What's the rush? Stay a while.
Sayuri has a hand on her blade.
As you see sitting on one of the stalactites, standing rather, that same masked figure.
No.
Welcome to the forward camp of Helheim. But I'm afraid your stay will be short, as you see him brandish 2 long, short swords before he dashes at you. And that's what we're going to call it.
Oh no!
Heck,